You ever listen to a true crime podcast and think, man, this guy is a little too into this? That's what happened. A few years back, there was this case. A burglary ring, hitting high-end homes in the suburbs. Clean jobs. No prints. No forced entry. They knew the schedules, they knew the alarm codes. Police were stumped. Then, a new true crime podcast starts up. It's small, niche. One of their first episodes is about this very string of burglaries. The host is interviewing this guy, let's call him Mark. Mark's a self-proclaimed security expert. And he is fascinated by this case. He goes on and on about the methodology. See, the genius here, he says, his voice full of this weird admiration, is that they didn't just break a window. They understood the human element. They watched. They learned patterns. The wife goes to yoga on Tuesdays at 10. The husband has a golf league. They knew when the cleaning service came, and more importantly, when they left. The host is eating it up. So you're saying they were professionals? More than that, Mark says, almost bragging. They were artists. The way they bypassed that particular alarm system? That's not in any manual. That's instinct. You have to feel the system to beat it. I've studied security for 20 years, and even I have to tip my hat. It was chilling. Not because of the facts, but because of the tone. It wasn't academic interest. It was pride. It was the detail. He described the likely entry point for a specific house on Oak Lane, a side patio door with a faulty sensor the owners didn't even know about. He described it perfectly. A detective, listening to the podcast on his commute, froze. That detail about the faulty sensor on Oak Lane? That was never released to the public. Only the homeowners, the responding officers, and the person who did it would know that. They brought Mark in for a follow-up interview to talk more about his security expertise for the podcast. He was eager, proud to be consulted. They arrested him in the interview room. He'd gotten away with the crimes for over a year. His mistake? He couldn't resist the spotlight. He couldn't resist hearing his own genius narrated back to him. He had to brag, to teach the lesson, to get the credit for the perfect crime. He solved his own case, live on air. Remember that next time you hear someone a little too impressed with the criminal's work. Sometimes, it's not admiration. Sometimes, it's a confession.